Um, when you get a couple of insights, then you should be able to get what we call storytelling with data for you to report what you'll be able to find. All your insights, if you have 10 insights within your data set, if you're able to create a comprehensive report that you can push to your stakeholders and they'll be able to understand it easily without any complication. So while you are doing your analysis, you can be doing complex calculations, so to speak. But when you are reporting, you need to communicate effectively to your stakeholders. And with that, they'll be able to use whatever insights you've gotten from your data to make decisions in the business. Those are the drivers of data in the real world. So you need the air, and you need the analytics, you need the insight, and of course, you need the reporting. So next, we'll go to the deep dive into what is even data analysis and data science. Everybody is, I mean, if you ask anybody, and I tell you the fact, I've been doing training for BITs, and I'll be doing for interns in Wema Bank today. So if anybody join the bank and they want to do training for data analysis or any data science person, they come through me. And the first thing I ask is simply that, why do you want to do data? And a couple of interns, teenagers that came to Wema Bank to intern for like a month or two, the first question I asked them that, why do you want to do data? One of them said, because he likes himself. The other person said, because data is everywhere, there's AI, there's ChatGPT, so he wants to do it. One person said he wants to become a data scientist. And I asked him, why does he want to become a data scientist? He said, because he wants to use data to drive decisions. I mean, it was really one that was really close to what answer I was expecting. But the problem is that there's a misconception of what you can do as a data analyst as compared to data scientists. And a couple of people miss that. And that's why a webinar like this is there for people to clarify on what is data analyst, what a data scientist does, and where they overlap. Is there a unique difference? Is there something that is similar to both of them, or are they unique in their own way, which we're going to discuss. So what is data analysis really? So data analysis focuses on just ability for anybody, and it stems from statistical analysis, ability for you to connect to data, process that data, analyze the data, clean the data, and for you to make decision, data-driven decision that people can use or business can use to drive their businesses. So if you are doing all of that, you're able to connect to data, you're able to analyze those data, and you're able to make decisions, based on that data. That means you're doing a data analysis job. And data analysis works basically with historical data. What I mean by historical data that have existed with you maybe in the last 3 months, in the last 1 month, in the last 6 months, in the last 1 year, in the last 5 years or 10 years. Those historical data, by the time you are able to analyze those data, you're able to get insights that you can now use to make decisions. For business owners, let's say junior, they have been in business for, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago about. If they want to check the track record of their sales and revenue in the last 10 years, they can use the historical data that they have, then look at that data set, connect to that data set, and make decisions based on maybe there a particular product that is not really selling. They can take that particular product off the shelf. There's a particular product that is selling more over the years. They can make more order for those kind of products, and that's what we do with data. When you get those metrics from the data, you are doing basically data analysis. You are connecting to historical data, and at the end of the day, you are making decisions with that data. But on the other hand, data scientists do some of those things that data analysts do. So you connect to data, you clean those data. But what makes data science unique from the data analysis that you introduce more advanced analytics into what you do. So aside from just connecting to historical data analysts introduce what we call feature engineering into what you're doing. So feature engineering combine all different metrics that you have in data analysis to get other metrics. Then data science now introduces what we call machine learning models. That is the major key difference between data science and data analysis. And so we introduce what we call machine learning models into the processing that you do in data analysis. Then you're able to make future predictions based on the existing prehistorical data. Why data analysis limits you to existing data and you make decisions? Data science allows you to connect to the historical data, and with that historical data, you connect it to a machine learning models. We use some programming language, and with that, you are able to make predictions in terms of the product recommendations. If somebody is coming to the organization to get a loan, give me a scenario where somebody wants to connect to a loan app, so to speak. Immediately you plug in your details, the output of the model that was built with the data science tool should be able to tell if that person will be able to pay that loan back or not. And those are the opportunities you see in data science. So those are the key difference or the difference between the two. When people say, I want to become a data analyst, or you ask somebody who wants to become a data science, you'd be like, okay, you want to become a data scientist, but do you have the tools to do data science? Can you do programming languages? Can you do machine learning? Can you deploy models? If you cannot do all of those things, please, your limitations is within the data analysis phase. But when you introduce machine learning and AI into what you do, after doing your pre-processing like the data analyst does, then you can now say you want to go and do data science. So data science is a little bit complicated, more than the data analysis, but they have similar roles. Both of them connect to database or data sources. Both of them analyze data. Both of them get insight from data. But data science just take it a little bit further by introducing what we call machine learning models into the data you have been processing to get you much more insight and make future predictions of what you want to do. So that's the major key difference between those two. And before I go into the technicalities of the tools that you need for both data analysis and data science, I will talk about what most people miss out when I've been to a couple of webinars before I became an experienced person. A lot of people talk about the tools you need for you to even go further into this area. But what you actually need first is to narrow your expectation of what you deal with when eventually when you have those skills. And those are the soft skills I'll be talking about. So what are those soft skills you needed, whether as a data analyst or data scientist? Number one on the list is exceptional, excellent communication skill. You have to be able to convince people of the products or the reports you're doing. I can't imagine creating a report with your data science or data analytics tool, and at the end of the day, you're not able to communicate effectively with people. They're not going to take you seriously. So you have to be able to communicate with people. All the jargons and technicality you have while you're processing your analysis, your data, ends at the end of your analysis. The reporters and the reports you're creating goes to major stakeholders who are not really interested in your technicality. So for you to be able to communicate with them using data storytelling skills goes a long way. Then stakeholder management, when you're working in data, you're not just working on your own, you're working with different people. There are a couple of people that you work with. You manage, probably you're working in IT, you work with IT people, you work with product owners, you work with salespeople. So for you to even manage those people, very, very important. We call it stakeholder management, where you manage their expectations, what they expected of you as a data science or data analyst. Then this team spirit and collaboration, this is very, very important. Only you cannot just do the work. I have some data engineers, probably there are some data engineers on this call. Without data engineer, I don't think data science or data analyst can function. So for you to even to collaborate with those people is very, very important. And also for you to even collaborate with your colleagues, because if you join an organization, trust me, you're not going to be the data analyst, the only data analyst or data science on the job. For you to even rub minds with people of like minds with you will allow you to scale whatever you're doing. Then another thing is curiosity about data. And I always say this, that if you're a data analyst or a data scientist, and when you get data, you're not curious to find what is going on within that data. You're not serious with your job. So that curiosity and being inquisitive has to be there. You have to be very curious. When you connect to data like this, you want to know what's going on. Whether you have expectation from businesses that they want anything they want you to do, even on your own, go beyond what they ask you to do and find out what is within that data set that you can pinpoint to, and even drive those new insight that you have gotten from the data to the business. So curiosity is very, very important. Then attention to details. So a lot of us think that we are careless, that we can memorize things, when we are talking to people. Please, as a data analyst or data scientist, when you are meeting with your stakeholders or your colleagues and there's a meeting or something, and they're asking you to make solutions, or you're trying to do something, please always go with your pen and notebook. I have two notebooks that I go around with anywhere I'm going to, whenever I'm meeting stakeholders. So you're not a robot, you're not a computer, you cannot remember everything. Always pay attention to details, ask questions where you're not clear whenever you're engaging stakeholders. Then problem-solving skills, of course, if you're a data analyst or data scientist, you have to solve problems. A lot of problems will come up, whether while you're building stuff, before you build or after you build, problem will always come up. Be able to solve the problem. And the last part is actually for the data scientist, which is the domain knowledge. And I give an example of what domain knowledge means. If I'm going to build an intelligent machine learning model that's going to predict if a patient is going to have a cancer or not, I need to know the medical history of the patient. And that gives me the opportunity to deep dive into research of what the medical history is all about. So that when I'm doing my analysis, I'm doing my feature engineering and whatnot, I'll be able to understand every important features, every important characteristics of the patient that I want to build that for. So if I'm going to build anything for insurance people, I need to understand what insurance is, what interest they are charging, how does it affect the customer, is there different interest rate for different age of customer. Those are domain knowledge that you need to learn while you're on the job. And it's sacrosanct. If you don't learn it while you're doing the job, then your work is not complete. So those are the technical soft skills that you actually needed as a data scientist or data analyst. But most people miss out the soft skills that you need. They just focus on the technical skills, go and learn Excel, go and learn Power BI, you're fine. And these are the things that will sell, that's going to sell you out. I mean, differentiate you from any other people. Even when you're attending interview and you tell them that domain knowledge is very, very important before you even start your project, it will actually go a long way. So we go to the, I think I have 40 or 45 minutes. So if I'm rushing, please, Tayo, please let me know so I can slow down a little bit. Then we'll go to the technical skills that you needed. And of course, the scope of the data analysis and data science. So the characteristics of data analysis are they are descriptive and diagnostic. And descriptive in the sense that when you analyze data, you understand the pattern in that data, then you understand what is within that data set. You can describe what is in the data set, and that's speaking to the historical data. And another example I can give to this is you have an online store that you have products in those online store, and you are looking at different metrics or different insights in that particular data set, and you are looking for locations where you are selling more, or you are looking for a particular salesperson who is doing more than every other person. Those are descriptive analysis of what you are doing. You want to see the total number of products that are sold in that particular region, or that particular salesperson that are sold in that particular region or different region. Those are descriptive analysis. But diagnostic analysis is not speaking to if a particular region is selling more than every other people, what is making that person sell more? So you are now going deep dive into what is causing the metrics you are looking at. So that's diagnostic analysis. And for data analysis, they are always business focused, and the data you are working with are often structured data. What I mean by structured data is that data is always in an Excel format. You have rows and columns when you are working as a data analyst. So that's the scope or characteristics of data analysis. And what are the technical skills? This is what area that most people are really interested in. There are a lot of tools out there for it that you can use for data analysis when you're starting out. What are those tools? Visualization tools. There are many visualization tools. I just limited to 3, which many people are familiar with. Yeah, Power BI. Power BI is built by Microsoft. Very easy to use. I call it drag and drop, even though those who do Power BI, they don't like me calling it drag and drop because they write complex formulas too. So there's Power BI, there's Excel, there's Tableau, and there's QuickView. There are a couple of them, a lot of them out there, but these are the most popular data visualization tools. So as a data analyst, if you're able to visualize data, but that's what you'll be presenting to your stakeholder. They're not interested in the numbers. They just want to see charts. They want to see what region is selling, what location is selling, what particular branch or location is doing more than the others, what particular product is selling, what channels are you using, is it online sales or people come to your store to sell more? Those are the things they need to see, and they need to see it in your visuals. Then ability for you to work with a database is very, very important too. And this is very, very important. I mean, the BIT that works with me now, while they were in training school, when I had a meeting with them, the first thing I told them is that I don't care whether you are going to become a data engineer or you're going to become a data science or a data analyst person, please go and learn SQL. It is very, very important. Of course, those people want to work in any of the funk company. I'm talking about Apple, Facebook, Instagram and the likes, Google and the rest. If you want to work there, you should learn how to use SQL. And that's the language that most people can relate to. But if you want to connect to a company that keep their data, that is very, very particular about the security of their data, you need to learn how to query database. And what are the tools you need to query database? You're looking at MySQL, SQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle SQL. Those are the tools that you need to query database. And SQL is fantastic. Honestly, it's one of the easiest things you can learn. Some people will say it's not a programming language, it's just a querying language or whatnot. But I tell you for a fact, after you've learned Excel and Power BI, trust me, you want to learn SQL, because that's one thing that will separate you from every other people who are calling themselves data analysts. Then statistical analysis, because we deal with numbers and there are theories surrounding numbers and aggregation of those numbers. So you need to learn how to do distribution of those numbers, even as a data analyst, and learn how to do A/B testing, measure of central tendencies, and you need to learn how to calculate mean, median, and mode. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the statistics of being a data analyst, if you are very conversant with mathematics and O-level mathematics, if you wrote your SSC exams that people call WAEC, if you write that exam on your own and you're able to pass with at least a C yourself, I don't think you're going to have a problem with data analysis or becoming a data analyst. So it's very, very easy for you to do if you have this statistical analysis knowledge. You're able to pass your WAEC, you know how to calculate mean, median, mode, you know how to do the plus and minus here and there. These are easy things you can learn to do. And once you do all those things on your own, you just implement what you have learned in secondary school to you. I don't think you need any master's or bachelor degree, so to speak, for you to become a data analyst. Then optional, if you want to stand out as a data analyst, you can learn some programming language. Popular programming language for data analysts, as we have it today, is Python or R. They have a couple of libraries and modules that you can use to learn, to leverage, analyze your data, get inside. If I create visualization with this programming language, it's optional, it's not mandatory. Whatever visuals you want to create, you can create with Power BI, Excel, or Tableau. I'm saying if you want to go far, you want to stretch, you want to expand your own knowledge of what you do, then you can now say, okay, you want to learn programming language to harness or scale what you do. Then you can go ahead to learn the programming language. That's for the data analysts. For those who want to those who want to fit into data analyst work or task or job, maybe in your current role, you work with data, you don't know the language you want to learn, you don't know the tools you want to learn. Those are the tools that you can use as a data analyst. Then I go to the data science tools. What are the tools you need as a data scientist? First, you need a predictive. One of the scope or characteristics that is majorly predictive and prescriptive. And I said earlier, as a data science person, you should be able to predict the future. So you're not just working historical data to make insights. You want to use historical data to tell what's going to happen in the future. And I tell you, give an example. If you go to YouTube today, and when you type youtube.com and you surf the internet before doing that, you'll be surprised that YouTube is recommending a video of something you have researched in the past. That's because YouTube have an AI or machine learning algorithm in their background that's able to sort through what you are searching for on the internet. And with that, they're able to tailor what you will see when you go on YouTube. So I've had a couple of experiences where I will do a couple of research on YouTube. And before you know it, the first video I'll see on YouTube is those things I just researched about, because they have collected your data, they have run your data through a model, and the combination of what they are posting out is what you are seeing on your screen. So they are predicting what you like to see by recommending a particular video that you love to see. So that's one of the characteristics of the data science. Then it is business and research oriented. A lot of research are going on in data science space. And before ChatGPT came on board, they've been doing research for, I think, about 5 to 10 years before the first ChatGPT came out. So they've been doing a lot of research. And for businesses, I talk about insurance. I talk about people who want to default on loans. Those are some of the applications of what you do in data science. Then it deals with both structured and unstructured data. I talk about Siri the other time, speech to text, text to speech. So those are unstructured data. Why data analysts work with just structured data, which are in rows and columns. Data scientists work with both structured and unstructured data. So they can work with text data. They can work with your voice. They can train a model with your voice. And if you talk to Alexa, you talk to Siri, you use your Samsung phone, and there's this feature they use if you want to snap. Those are trained with voices of people. Yeah, those are what we call unstructured data. So those unstructured data also work in data science space. Now, what are the technical skills you need? Sacrosanct, as a data science person, programming language is very, very important. You need to learn how to use Python or R. And I give you my own personal experience. When I started with Python. And when I joined Wema Bank, and I was asked to convert a couple of scripts that was written in another language, which is R. I was so skeptical about learning R in the first place. And when I realized that if you can learn Python as a language, what's stopping you from learning R? So I had to go back to go and learn R and interpret everything they have done in R into Python. And that's what they have in production today in Wema Bank. So ability to learn the programming language is very, very important. Then another thing that stands out data science people away from data science, data analysis people is the machine learning bit, where you have a couple of advanced analytics features like scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and Keras. And those are the tools we use to build models in data science space. So if you're able to learn those ones, leverage these machine learning tools, be able to build advanced analytics for data science and solution. Then, of course, just like data analysis, you need statistical analysis for you to implement any data science solution. So statistical analysis speaks to you building a solution and being able to interpret what you'll be able to do. Because you can't just build a model based on your by guessing, using your gut. So there needs to be some statistical analysis that you needed to do, and that's where many people run from data science. There are statistical analysis that you needed to do before you can even push the model that you build into production. Then, like I said, for data analysis, SQL, some people call it SQL, I call it SQL. It's very, very important. Any data person, please, SQL is very, very, very sacrosanct. It's very, very important for people to learn. Then you can learn big data technology. If you're working in the cloud space, you learn cloud technology, the Azure of this world, the Amazon of this world, AWS of this world. You learn those ones too, because you are working with a whole lot of big data, and Hadoop and Spark allows you to work with big data. Then the data storytelling, like I said before, you're able to tell story with data, because those are the story that your audience will listen to. And when you talk about story alone, what actually separates Apple from every other product out there when Steve Jobs was alive was the way he market Apple products. A lot of companies were pushing out products like Apple in those days, but the way Steve Jobs were able to market Apple products, the way he is a marketing genius. Although he has his genius in other areas of technicality also, but the marketing he pushed into how he pushed the product of Apple to outside world is what is making Apple to the PR Apple is enjoying today in terms of their sales and revenue today is what the Apple is benefiting today. So you'll be able to tell story with your data. When you build a solution, you'll be able to sweet mouth people into believing what you do. So you build a solution and people are not really buying. So even though your solution is good or your analysis is good and you're not able to convince people to use your solution, they will just abandon it and say you're not a serious person. So storytelling is very, very, very important in data. Whether you're an analyst or your data science person, be able to tell story to convince people of what you have built. And I made an example of what Steve Jobs have been able to do with Apple. It convinced people to use the product, and people are using that product up to this moment, even after you have died. So whether you have value for your product or you don't have value for your products or what you have built or analyzed, you be able to communicate that effectively to people. Then version control. I don't know if a couple of you are familiar with a platform called GitHub. It is where programmers or data analysts or whatnot, where they come around to post our code. As for people who are starting out this data analyst or data science job, and you don't have a GitHub profile, please go and set up a GitHub profile. But that's where you upload everything you have built. If you don't have a portfolio, so to speak, as we speak now, please go and create a GitHub account. If you don't know how to create it, you can ask around, you can send me a DM or something. I can show you how to go about it. Every solution you have built should be on your GitHub profile. It is what everybody can relate to. It's on the internet. You put everything you have built, whether it's you analyze the data, online data, or your personal data, and you want to put it online for people to see. You should be able to have a version control device too, that people can go to the internet and see what you're able to do. So your portfolio is very, 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 very important. And that's the version control for data science. Then after that, I move to the key difference between the two. Because the two of them overlap somehow, and a lot of people get confused on what data analytics is and data science. Why data analysts focus on historical data, data science look at the past, present, and future data. So, like I said earlier, data science don't just focus on historical data to make decisions. We look at past data, and we use that past data to make predictions for the future by introducing ML and AI. Another thing, the key difference is that for every data science solution, you realize that there should be a product output of that particular solution. And I give an example of Siri, the Alexa of this one. Those are products of the data science solutions. If you have used Google Translator before, Those are product of the data science. If you have used ChatGPT before, those are product of data science. If you have used Qbot before, those are product of data science. So there's something that ties the output of data science to a product. Why data analysts deal with more or less getting insights from historical data, making reporting and driving businesses, the decision you have gotten from the historical data. Data science go ahead to get you insight ahead of what you have not seen within the data science itself, project you to the future to see what you can predict. And of course, it allows you to tie what you have built as a data science solution to a product. So that's one of the different. So another thing, key difference, like I said earlier, is the involvement of the machine learning and deep learning into the data science solution. So why data analysts are just focused on just doing their thing, making reports, creating charts, making report out of those charts and present to stakeholders. Data science introduce machine learning and AI into what you have built. And with this machine learning product are what we use to project or project future products or future predictions of what you have built so far. So that's just the difference between the two. The AI based, the machine learning based, which are not really complicated. You don't need to write any machine learning model from scratch. The models are out there online for people to learn, for you to grab on. And these are key major metrics that you can use to define yourself between whether you want to stay on data analysis or data science. It is not difficult for anybody to learn. I've always told people, starting when you are starting is the most difficult part. But by the time you start and you start gaining experience along the line, it becomes easier for you to even implement any solution out there. So that's the major key difference between the two, the data analysis and data science. When most people ask me, what's the difference between data science and data analysis? Like, a lot of people will just tell you they want to become a data scientist, even though they don't know the advanced analytics features of the data science. So it needs to explain and clarify to people like, okay, if you want to do data science, there are other tools that you need to learn away from the reports or charts or whatnot, visualization that you have as a data analyst. Then I move to the use cases for both data analysis and data science. So for data analysis, customer segmentations, you can segment your customer into whether high value, lower value, or medium value customer by the time you analyze your data. Sales and revenue, every company do this. At the end of the year, they want to know the sales and revenue across all locations, across all branches, across all vendors, salesperson, and all of that. The market research, finance analysis, employee performance, and HR. In fact, HR people are very big on data analysis. They want to know how their employees are performing, the attrition level in the organization. They want to know how people are living, how people are joining the bus, so they're able to send job notifications out there for people to come and apply vacancies and all of that. So they do a lot of research in all of this. So those are some of the use cases for data analysis. For data science, customer churn. Customer churn speaks to when a customer is likely going to stop transacting with you. It's one of the solutions that most organizations have. So people have been backing with you for like 5 or 10 years. You want to know a particular period that those customers are will likely stop transacting with you. So you can engage those customers to say, before you leave us, please, can we give you a promo of what you have been doing so that we can retain those customers. So that speaks to customer retention and acquisitions. So customer churn, product recommendation, I spoke about going to YouTube and YouTube, magically knowing what you want to watch on their channel. Then I talk about text to speech, speech to text, generative AI that has blown out of proportion, the ChatGPT of this world. Those are some of the use cases of data science too. Then natural language processing also are some of those tools that we use to build this generative AI solution like ChatGPT of this world. Also, there's what we call large language models that are used to build all of this. Those are some of the use cases that you use for data science. And they are not limited, they are not cast in stone with what you have on your screen right now. But these are some of the use cases that you use if you want to delve into. And trust me, every organization, everything I have here, one way or the other, they need these use cases, and they are looking for people like you to even start and venture into all of this. Then another thing that most people ask me, which I'm going to speak to in the next slide, is that do I need master to start my data analyst journey? Do I need Do I need a master degree in mathematics or engineering before I can start my data analysis or data engineering? The answer is no. Actually, for data analysts, like I said, if you are very good with your elementary mathematics and you're able to speak English to convince people, and you're able to communicate effectively with people, trust me, the data analyst role is for you. Just go and learn the technical tools I talked the technical tools I talked about the other time. Trust me, you are free to go. Bachelor degree in related field, online courses. Like I said, just taking online courses, you are set for life. For being a data analyst, you don't have to learn, go to Cambridge to go and learn how to become a data. You don't do that. If you have a degree, fine. If you don't have a degree, if you have ordinary bachelor degree and you are able to build stuff and you put it on the portfolio, like I said the other time, it will speak well to you what you can achieve, what you can do as a person, than somebody who did master degree in data science and is not able to do anything. So for data analysts, you don't need, in fact, ordinary online courses that Jupiter Academy is doing for people can get you an opportunity to start earning in hundreds of thousands, even millions when you get to remote jobs. So you don't need big technology, so to speak, or big schools before you can start as a data analyst. And what are the common tools you need? They are not limited to this. There's Excel, there's Tableau, there's Power BI, there's SPSS, there's SSAS. There are a couple of tools, but these are the popular tools that you need to learn as a data analyst. Like I said, the tools are not the ends to the means of what you're trying to make or what you're trying to make. They are just a tools that you need to learn for you to drive home your insights when you're connecting with data. So what are the common tools you need? Excel, Tableau, Power BI, and the rest are some of the tools you need as a data analyst person. For data science, you need Python. That is sacrosanct. You can't do away with Python or programming language. Your Jupyter notebook is very, very important. Your TensorFlow, those are some of the advanced technology tools that you need as a data science person. Of course, the other two that you need as a data analyst, you also need it as a data science person. But the core tools that you need to progress as a data science person is your Python, your R, your TensorFlow, your machine learning technology. Those are the tools you need. Then the educational background, a lot of people mistake this, and I take offense sometimes, because I've seen a couple of founders who did not go to any masters in data science, and they have a company that they are built that are solving data science solutions. And they have products that speak to offering consulting in data science space. So they will tell you bachelor degree in masters, you need to have a degree in science related courses, maybe engineering and mathematics before you can do this. And I'm telling you for free, the answer is no. You don't need to have a master degree or bachelor degree in data science or machine learning or mathematics or science related or engineering related course before you can do data science. As a matter of fact, although I have a background in mechanical engineering, which is Bachelor of Technology from Latecoe University of Technology. I work with a couple of people whose background is not even in engineering. I have a guy, one of the best guys I have on my team, studying microbiology in school, and is doing machine learning today. I have another guy who is doing zoology. He doubled as a product manager and is doing data science at the same time. So we don't have to limit yourself to I have to have master degree, I have to have a bachelor degree. If you have the curiosity to actually learn these things, whether through online platform or through personal development, so to speak, trust me, you have a long way to go for yourself to even implement all of this solution. I think I have 10 minutes to go. I'm rushing through the presentation, and I think the last part is the career opportunities for either data science or data analytics person. As a data analytics person, what are the career opportunities that you have? You can become a data analyst in any organizations where you do reporting to stakeholders. You can become their business analysts. You can become what they call the business intelligence analysts. Those are the guys who do the reporting of the presentation, the Power BI aspect or the Tableau aspect of it. Those in finances, if you find yourself in an accounting firm, you can work as a finance analyst with them. Then risk analyst. So anywhere there is data, so to speak, as a data analyst, you can find yourself in that particular role. Anywhere they keep data, I don't care whether it's an hospital or whatnot. Anywhere you find data, you can work as a data analyst in those places. For data science, you work as a data scientist like I am in Wema Bank. You work as a machine learning engineer, machine learning ops, AI experts. Those are some of the roles you work as a data science. Machine learning engineer, what they do is that after data scientists are built model, machine learning engineer go ahead to deploy that models to application that you can interact with. So machine learning engineers are the one that builds your Siri app, your Alexa app. While data science are the guy behind the scene who collected the data, clean the data, apply machine learning models to it before it is pushed to machine learning engineer for deployment and all of that. So as a career opportunity that you have as a data science or data analysis person. And to close, Your portfolio management is very, very important. I don't care about what you have learned or your body of knowledge. If you don't have a portfolio, something to speak to what you have built in the past, trust me, nobody will take it seriously. You can have it on your CV, but you need to put something on the internet where people can go to and see what you have built. For every solution you have built, whether personally or you're working on a project with somebody, be able to showcase yourself on social media platform, on GitHub profile, like I said. Have a separate social media platform for your technicalities of the skills that you have. If you're a data science or data analyst person, have a separate social media platform for it where you can showcase everything you have done. If you go to my Twitter page today, a lot of things, 90% of what you see there are a couple of things that are built, research and learning platform. Those are 90% of things you see on my Twitter page. So be leveraging your social media platform, your LinkedIn platform. Make sure you showcase everything you'll be able to build from that area, from those platforms. Then I'm going to your insights, models, reports are as good as the data that you have. So, like when we were in primary school or secondary school, we heard about garbage in, garbage out. If your data is bad, whatever analysis you are doing is bad. So you have to be very, very particular about the kind of data you are connecting with. The models are a function of the data you put into those models. If the data you put in models is bad, you're going to get bad data. So your data is as good as the model is as good, your reports, your analysis is as good as the data you have in those data also. Then I'm going to close with the Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So if you are the one of those who are trying to start out in data science or data analytics, trust me, data is increasing exponentially every day. A lot of companies are springing up. A lot of companies are adopting data solutions. So now is not the best time for you to even start. Maybe 20 years ago was the best time to start now, but now is not the second best time for you to start the journey. I think that will be all from me. Tayo, if you can hear me, if there's any question, any feedback, I'll be ready to listen. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.
All right, thank you so much. Can you hear me? Can we hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Saheed Ajayi, for this amazing session. Guys, please, if this really meant a lot to you, if you were pumped up, please just send an emoji, laugh, thumbs up. I mean, thank you. I mean, this was an amazing session. Thank you so much. I'm not a data analyst or a data scientist, but I can say that I was able to pick a couple of things. And I'm sure that, yes, I can see the thumbs up, guys. Well done. That tells me you guys really follow through. Well done. Yes, I know that we all have questions. I mean, we always have questions. Before I open the floor for the questions, I'm just going to do something really quick because I know that a lot of us are then wondering, so what next from here? I mean, so what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? And I'm just going to share my screen right now to take us through something really important shortly. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Can we see my screen? Can we see my screen, guys?
Not yet. No, we
How
can
about
see.
now? All right,
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so you're probably wondering, I mean, so where do I go to learn all of this? Or how do I even start? Right? I know that's probably the question of everybody here in this meeting. And I'm going to say that where you start from is getting enrolled in a certified training institution. Please just let me know if you're not hearing me. Where you start from is getting enrolled in a certified training institution, right? A training institution that has access to training professors and professionals rather, that would give you access to training professionals, people that know what they are doing, people that know what it is to get into data analysis or data science. Wow. People that understand the principles, where you can get to, and you would also understand the principles. An institution that will not make you embark on a trial and error journey. No, people that have an institution that has mentors, that has people, instructors, people that can literally hold on to your hand, that gone through this phase, that made mistakes, right? Saeed made mention of something. Was talking about you getting having a particular account. I mean, people that can always tell you, oh, this is what is in vogue, this is what you should do, this is what you should have right now, right? And an institution that also provides you with course mates. I mean, one important thing I'm grateful for in my journey in my career so far is having classmates, having people that I can literally not necessarily seeing it from the negative angle now of being my competitor. No, having people that I can always, compare with. Oh, am I really doing well? Or people that you can rub minds with, people that you're on this journey together. It's different when you have a mentor. It's different when you have a friend that you're on the same page compared to you have a mentor. It's not everything you can always say your mentor. I don't know if you feel me, right? An institution that knows what is working now, that knows what. So he just told you something you should really do right now, and I think we should do that. Open that account, get that profile. That would tell you what's working now, and ultimately, an institution that will give you a certificate that is internationally recognized. I mean, the world is going techie. The world is moving like a train every day. So ensure that the organization or the academy you are registering with is one that is certified with an internationally recognized certification, right? And that what brings me to Jupiter Academy. Can we still hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. And that brings me to Jupiter Academy. And this is not even me selling right now, but because I am particular about your success, I mean, you just spent time and data being here today, and it is just fair enough that you get something valuable in return, right? It's just fair enough that you get something valuable in return. And like I said at the beginning, Jupiter Academy is one organization. Please, let's do well to mute our mics. Thank you. Jupiter Academy is one organization that I know is very passionate about things like this. You want to transition into tech or you want to get better at this, that is what Jupiter Academy is all out for. And that is why I'm talking about this. So we're looking at the Jupiter Academy Data Analysis Mastery and her data science mastery. This is something that I really want to share with you guys. And what do you get to learn or gain when you enroll with Jupiter Academy for our data analysis mastery or our data science mastery? You get an online intensive course, so you don't really need to worry about distance or location. And all our courses are 100% virtual, like I said, plus a Saturday live classes. So during the week, you get virtual, and at the weekend, Saturday, like this, like later today, now our students will be having their class with their instructor. So you get to relate your questions, your reservations, and whatever is not clear, right? And that class has just 90 minutes session, minimum 90 minutes per class. Depends on the class now, depends on the course. And ultimately, like I said, the certificate is recognized everywhere. We're currently a provider with CPD, right? Continuing. Can we hear me? I just need to ensure I'm getting
Yes, we
that
can
right.
hear you.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
we can hear you.
CPD. Yes, you can just look
We
up
can hear
who
you.
or what. All right, thank you guys. You can just look up who or what CPD is. I mean, online. Our certificates are recognized both in the UK and the US. So you're wondering, can I get a job with my certificates if I enroll with Jupiter Academy? Of course, it's a big yes with capital letter. Also, for data analysis, if you enroll or when you enroll with us, you get to part of the things you get to learn is that you understand what data analysis is, the roles and responsibilities of a data analyst. You get to learn data collection and organization. I mean, there was almost no sentence that Saeed mentioned without imputing the word data. And I'm like, is there nothing else? Like, is it just data? But of course, you learn data collection and organization from various resources, spreadsheets, databases, and web application. You learn how to use SQL. He mentioned SQL. I think, how did you pronounce it? SQL. Did I get that right side? Get that new pronunciation. So you learn how to use SQL for data analysis. You gain insight on how to use statistical methods to identify patterns, relationships, and insights in the data. Guys, it's a whole lot. You learn how to create visual representation of data using charts, graphs to communicate findings and insights, just to make it simpler for your readers or consumer, as the case may be. Then for the data science, you gain a lot. I mean, you gain a solid understanding of data science and its areas of application, right? You learn how to acquire, explore, and pre-process data. You're able to perform exploratory data analysis. You also get to understand the style, guide, and design system. You are able to make predictions using machine learning algorithms. I'm glad today that our speaker for today is a machine learning guru. So I'm glad. So these are the things you get to learn. You communicate findings to stakeholders to help them make more profit. So you're not just behind the system or at the front of the system, as the case may be, and you're just doing your thing. You are actually proving and providing solution to stakeholders, to company owners, to organization CEOs, right? You are providing solution. And then ultimately, with at Jupiter Academy, one of the things we help our people with is when you learn how to position yourself for job opportunities. You know, Said was talking about your making yourself out, putting yourself out there. It's not just you coming to learn. At the end of the day, what do you do with what you've learned? What does that thing do for you? So it's part of the things we do for you. We help you position yourself rightly for job opportunities, how that job employees, right? Employers, okay. Employers can see you. Now, for all of these things I've said, guys, it is not for everybody. I'm sorry to break that news. It is not for everybody. All these things I said is not you. If number one, you are lazy. I was about saying hallelujah. If number one, if you are lazy, it is not for you guys. Number two, if you can't follow instructions, it is not for you. And number three, if you're not ready to if you're not ready to change your position from where you are to where you want to be or where you see yourself, then it is not for you. Are we together? If you want to take food off your table, it's not for you. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you're happy with what you're currently earning, your current status, then this is not for you. If you can't follow simple instructions, I mean, at this webinar at the beginning, I said instruction like mute your mic, put off your video, just so everybody can get all the value that our speaker has to pour out. So all these things adds up, right? And I have a quote here that says, anyone who isn't embarrassed of who they were last year probably isn't learning. If you're not embarrassed with who you were last year, maybe you're contented with who you are, you don't want to do more, then it's good, just chill where you are. Then moving forward, like I said again, these are the things you still get to get. 8 weeks online training course, 100% virtual plus Saturday live classes, a 90 minutes minimum session per class, and our certificates. I cannot overemphasize that it is well recognized internationally. And re-emphasizing again, these are the things you get to learn when you enroll for our data analysis mastery course, right? And all these things on a normal day would have been valued at 400,000 naira. But take a deep breath. That's not what we are saying. And for our data science mastery, these are the things you also get to learn. And anywhere lookout, it's valued at 400,000 naira. You can cross-check anywhere. But that's not all. We have bonuses for you. And these bonuses are certification, like I said, and you get mentorship. I mentioned at the beginning that whatever institution you're enrolling with should have mentors, people that can literally hold on to your hands and help you go through your journey, right? We help with that. We help you with your CV revamp at the end of the journey, at the end of your courses. CV revamp, we help you build your portfolio. I know Saeed emphasized a lot about that towards the end of this session. Also, internship opportunities / job opportunities. So we recently, even one of the things we do is we give internship opportunities to our best students. One of our recent best students in UI UX currently interning with a tech firm. So that's part of the things we give out as bonuses. So like I said, all these things on a normal day would have been worth 400,000 naira. 400,000 naira, but I'm not even asking you to pay that. We are not asking you to pay that. We're not asking you to pay 250,000, and we're not even asking you to pay 150,000 naira. And guess what, guys? You still have all these things, even regardless of the fact that we've dropped down the cost and 100,000. Okay, but there's more. There's more after all of these things, and this is the more. So you are not even going to be paying 100,000 naira. Why? Because Jupiter Academy is currently in partnership with Ego Health, an health startup that is currently giving 60% whooping scholarship to our students. And this promo is only valid until the 25th of this month, which is like, I think, 9 days from now, if I'm not wrong. I think I still know mathematics. So, yeah. So this door, this window is open, guys. If you want to enroll, if you want to do this, I'm just going to be dropping a link very soon. I'm going to be dropping a link to, you want to ask further questions, you want to make inquiries. I'm going to be dropping the link shortly. And also, we have a community, Slack community, where even if you don't enroll yet, you can still join, ask questions, join us for just get valuable information. Right, at times we don't get to say everything we can say here on the webinar, but in that Slack community you get opportunities. We even post at times job opportunities right there, and other valuable information. So you want to know more about this, I'm going to be dropping a link very soon to a Google form where you can ask all the questions you have, guys. And don't forget, you still get to enjoy all of these things. They remain there. And there's a quote I put here, that life is an open book test. Learning how to learn is your most valuable skill in the online world. In the online world, that's by Mark Cuban. And say yes, rather. So 40,000 naira, and that's it. You get everything. So, guys, what are your questions? Thank you very much. Don't forget that anyone who is embarrassed, who isn't embarrassed about who they were last year, probably isn't learning at all or enough. That just says that you should be willing to always learn, always be ready to learn. Thank you very much, guys. So I'm going to stop presenting now so that we can ask our questions. All right, guys, let's shoot in the questions. Are we there? Can we hear me, guys? Hello. Are my people
Yes, we can
there?
hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. So let's bring up the questions.
Yes, we can hear you.